futures, our homes, our future, our homes, and our dreams. Let's talk about it on the It's time for the morning show. Michael Lampkin morning show. Let's talk about it on the.
Yeah, he did. That he did. Good morning, everyone. I am back. Mike Lampkin. I know y'all missed me so bad. The ratings were down super low because I was not here. So I'm back now. Y'all come on back. Come on back to church. Come on back again. Thank you. Thank you to Amber and Tu for holding it down.
You almost said Levi, didn't you? Sound like you said Levi. Thank you to Amber and Tu.
Right. For holding it down for me. Hold me up. Keep it together. Oh, yes, that my living will not be in vain. We had a very important meeting that I had to be a part of. So, yeah.
Father, when I get all the applause.
Now, when you talk about how many songs you wrote and what songs got on people's album, nobody say anything.
No, that's called facts.
So I'm lying. Wait a minute, what?
Lord forgive me. Let me get myself one.
Father, when I get all the applause.
That was trash. That was altogether trash. What is... dang. Man, we thank you all for coming back. This is our 83rd episode. We're still moving. Man, when we get to our 100th episode, I'm giving away 3 $100 bills to my co-host. You all will receive nothing. No, just play.
You say we get to what episode? The 100th?
Yeah. So, yeah. I had time. I would have been built up my coins. Well, they already built them. Thanks be to God. Give us the victory. I'm coming up, Jesus. I'm coming up. On the rough side of the mountain. Who's still singing this? I'm doing my best to make it in. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What you think about that, Amber? Nothing? Marcus? Okay.
Marcus, darling, Lampkin.
Well, it is what it is. We're going to get this show rolling. Stay with us. Hang out with us for this next hour. Chat with us live on Facebook and Instagram, tripping.
And
Facebook
share.
And share. And YouTube and share. And hashtag Mike Lampkin Morning Show. Hashtag Me Too Music City. Hashtag 8 Acres. Hashtag Father when I get all the applause.
Father, when I get all the applause.
Every last one level. Every time I hear that now, I think about them bloopers. Them bloopers were so funny. Somebody said, I hate this song.
That was Teresa.
Dude, that was so funny.
Teresa's girl.
I was like, what is happening? Dude, them bloopers were so funny. If you never listen, go get that album and just go through all the great songs, but then when them bloopers, it just puts the icing on the cake, man. Because it just shows you what happens when we trying to, while in the whole producing stage of music. I think those are some of the greatest times for real. Hear all the mess ups and screw ups, but it just brings it all together. I'm telling you. But today, we're going to tell God, you mean so much to us. We love you so much. This is Hamilton Harden. This dude is a phenomenal musician.
Phenomenal.
I mean, he's played some of everything. It's crazy. Now, some of y'all may remember him. I got turned on to him by Levi King because he had, which I was introduced to Pastor Jonathan Dunn and their, Flow album?
Yep.
And Hamilton Harden is playing on there and some other
music
musicians.
Director,
yeah, music director. I'm telling you, now this guy has his own project out, Hamilton Harden, and we're going to share this with you today. Just want to say, this was the name of it.
They have come and gone.
I love the morning show. Stay with us.
But you remain faithful.
He's playing everything.
Everything. You'll see it on YouTube. This YouTube video. This is not the YouTube video, but if you go on YouTube, you'll see it.
You consume this heart of mine. Relationship with you is so sweet. And I just wanna say I love you and you mean so much to me. Ooh, I just wanna say I love you and you mean so much to me. Others' love may fade, but yours will always stay the same. Consistently you save time and again. And now that I've tasted and I've seen, I don't ever wanna be apart from you. No, no, no. I'm so deep in love with you, and I'm not ashamed to let the whole world know. I'm so deep in love with you, so deep in love with you. I just wanna say I love you and you mean so much to me. Ooh, I just wanna say I love you and you mean so much to me. All the countless times you never left my side, I wanna say that I love you. And this hope you've given me, spend eternity with you forever. We will be totally one together and forever. I'll be singing. I just wanna say I love you and you mean so much to me. So I wanna say I love you and you mean so much to me. I just wanna say I love you and you mean so much to me. Oh, you mean so much to me. I just wanna say, wanna share my love and you mean so much to me. Much to me.
I just want.
You should have played God Blocked It.
Hey!
That's what I need. That's your theme song for the
Two
day.
is petty. Ladies and gentlemen, two is petty.
Man.
Ladies and gentlemen, two is petty.
Man.
He's so petty. And he's killing me with this little cup of communion water as if that's like, where the regular cups at? He got the dentist cups. She went to the dentist and said, can I have those?
Right.
Let me get those Nemo
A couple of
cups.
events over the weekend. She said these are the best cups so people didn't waste water.
Now that is true. Now that is true. But this man drinking it like he got 200 gallons of water. You pick that cup up one more time. It's so
I literally say every time, just a little.
No, I mean, he's literally drinking it like it's something else in there outside of water.
Test your movie skills. What movie was that when he said, well, I advise you to take little breaths, you know.
Oh, that's all of nights all day long.
Okay, all right.
Oh, that's all of nights all day long. But the fact of it that he did it, he was trying to be hard. Like, I was like, yeah, you better breathe. Dude, they set him up so good, man. My goodness. They are the epitome, and this might be all together wrong, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you want to know what the scripture talks about, when it says, be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, Harlem Nights will teach you that. He didn't know what was going on. They got him so good. So good. So, yeah, that's that. Stay with us. We'll be back. What is that? I promise you do not want to miss it. Michael Lampkin Morning Show.
Michael Lampkin Morning Show.
What's going on the gospel scene in this local area? Well, For more information, check us out here on Me Too Music Minute. For everything that's happening from concerts to plays to current events, check us out. Be sure to friend us on Facebook, check us out on YouTube, or visit MeTooMusic.com and join our mailing list. Check us out on Me Too Music Minute.
Hey, it's Chrissy Ransom, and you're listening to the Mike Lampkin Morning Show.
It's the Mike Lampkin Morning Show. Mike Lampkin Morning Show.
I just wanna say,
God blocked it. You wouldn't let
my brother's on like 10 today. Speaking of let's see what happens when you are not anointed and not called to anybody's mic.
What is that?
It's a whole praise break going on. I'm talking about the people are in.
Now in the video, I couldn't see. Did he come up on stage? Or was he already up there?
Already on stage in the choir, in the back where he should have stayed.
I got something I gotta tell you then.
He gets an unction from himself to come up.
Wait till this next song play.
Okay. That's him. That's him singing. Shame. Exactly.
I got stunned. I forgot to hit the button.
Dude, the dude on the video was like, "Oh no," and that's why he stopped videotaping. We are not ashamed. Don't ever put that in a praise break. Like that never goes. Never. We are not ashamed can stand by itself without.
I'm gonna do that Sunday. Watch.
Are you serious?
You're not ashamed. You're not ashamed.
You may be able to get away with it, but what just happened right there at that church?
I got it.
He didn't.
Don't nobody do that.
He didn't
erase this.
masterfully.
I don't want nobody to do this before me. I got it.
He didn't masterfully execute this at all. That was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Some of y'all have been real good. You've been tagging me in some of these funny videos. Thank you so much, because they will go on the show. They will. We hate to do it, but you have to go on the show. We are not ashamed. Like you should be. You should be ashamed of how you messed up a legendary song. The great Andre Crouch. You don't mess up those songs. Just like I don't feel like people should. I don't care what people say. Like, like at Daryl Coley, when Sunday Comes, when Tone sung it at his funeral, like just leave it like it is, man. Like I don't. You playing the wrong song.
No, I ain't.
Yes, you are.
Any song right now work.
I didn't like that, man. Like, okay, whatever. What's the next song?
That song right there.
Already?
Yes.
You got another song already? That quick?
Yep.
Okay, well, let's go. There's nothing we can do until you stop by. It's the old time tribute. It's the underground CD. Whatever. Just listen.
Trust you, my life.
Man. Well, God didn't block that.
He blocked it from the internet.
He better.
No, he blocked it from going
I'm
viral.
telling you, listen. What is going on in August, man? Man, some treacherous things going on here. Here go this water. Dude, go put that cup down, man.
I got a little more left.
It's Ty Tribbett at GA. There is nothing.
Oh, yes.
There is nothing. Man, he's really doing it. Man, you seen his church?
Yep.
That is phenomenal, man.
Absolutely.
I was like, well, but you can, I mean, preaching is definitely in him. And I look at the snippets that he puts up on Instagram, and they're very life-changing. I mean, it ain't no milk and cookies type sermon. He's really preaching real life, subject matters. I love the one about Prodigal Son. I have one that I'll share today about it as well. But man, it's just talking about how saints are supposed to be more, embrace those that may not look like us or dress like us. Bring them in. That's our whole assignment. If you can't embrace them, then you're not ready for real ministry. So it talks about that. It talks. Just real, as the old school church say, holiness preaching. That's what we need in this season. We stray away from that, and all people want to hear now is how much money you're gonna have in your bank and how many shoes you're gonna be able to gather. I mean, you ain't taking none of that with you to heaven. You ain't taking that with you to hell either. You definitely ain't taking none of that with you to the coffin. So they only put shoes on you because of rules and regulations. That's the only reason why you got shoes in the coffin. The only reason why. All right. So that's that. So yeah, shout out to Pastor Ty Tribbett and the Live Church. Is it called Live? Is it Live?
I forgot.
Live.
Live.
I think it's called Live, not Live. It's Live. Because Keon go there. Keon Holloway. So I think it's Live. It's Live in Orlando. Live Orlando. So that's one church name you can't mess up. And it ain't that long and drawn out either.
Except for the fact you just messed it up, but okay.
Yeah, I thought it was, I was going to say Thrive, but that's somebody else's church here. I think that's Pastor, so I like the name of his church too. Thrive is Pastor Frentoris Kenny. So his church is named Thrive.
What's Pastor Shadrach Martin's church? Live or Live is one of them.
His is Live Church too.
Okay.
I think it's Live Church. Yeah, it's Live Church. Yeah, his is Live Church. And Ty's is Live, and then so we got some pretty good, decent people here that are doing it. Shout out to all the, I got to do this real quick. Shout out to all the pastors and preachers and leaders and entrepreneurs that are really doing great and helping the community. You're preaching the word. You're loving on your members. Those that study, to get a word from God, and you're not getting up preaching out of emotion, but you're preaching out of truth. And I support you. Keep going, keep fighting. I know this is not easy. Trust me, I know. Trying to meet budget is not easy, but listen, with the help of God, He makes sure it gets paid. I want to thank God that every month mortgage is paid, lights is paid, salaries are paid. God is good. In the time where everybody in church may not give, may not tithe, may not get an offering, but always got their hand out. You look over those, so you pray for them people. You don't bash them, but you just say, God's got a remnant of people that will always take care of His house. And those are just real facts. Every pastor can attest to that. So, yeah. You see that dude, that video of the guy who used that...
He's preaching himself?
Yeah.
Which one? Did you see the one where he was actually preaching, or the one where he gave a demonstration?
The dude that gave a demonstration.
The business thing, the youth business conference? And
I didn't see that one.
Oh, no.
I saw this one where he was just in there by himself. He did.
No. You got to see it at it's like a business conference where C-Dub comes up and says, I have this new app for churches, blah, blah, blah. Okay. He says, and I bring my pastor buddy here to demonstrate it for you. So he comes up and he says, yeah, and he kind of works his way up. How many of y'all, know the Lord is good? And people sitting at conference tables and stuff. They're like, yeah.
Wow.
And he says, and I was thinking the other day about such and such. And then it goes, dude, before you know it, they in a full-fledged.
Are you serious?
Dude, it goes on for like 7 minutes. Like, it gets real.
Dang.
Like, he's in there just to demonstrate. You got to see it, man. It's worth seeing.
You will
love it.
I was talking about the one, this Caucasian guy, he ordered food.
Oh, no.
And he used the hoop trigger. He said, "Can I get down?" I was like, that dude was straight. Dude, he was straight killer. And the lady said, "Is that all?" He said, "Is that all right? Is that all right? Thank you." And then I was like, "That's so funny." Dude ordering food. Did you get my orange juice? My hash browns? Woo! Oh Lord! Oh Lord! Ah, yes sir. That's that Levi too. That's Levi around the king. Sing it right there. Ah, yes sir.
He was right the first time. That's me. He got it from me. He got it from me.
Man, that's so funny.
Yeah, you got to see that other one where dude they get serious, man.
Do that lady still go to y'all church? I like Noel Jones. She Let me take my mic. Oh, I came to their church. I'm going to give God glory today. I'm going to tell y'all something. Ain't he good? Ain't he good? What's this? What this going to do?
I got a minute to vent it. Don't give Mike Lampkin a morning show. This dude is going to
I was getting ready to walk to you.
Time.
You restricted my walk.
I'm so glad.
With these.
God blocked it.
With these bread.
That's today's theme. God blocked it. Man, this dude is crazy.
You still have 60 more seconds to tell me is she still there or not. We're waiting. The world wants to know. Did she move to California yet?
The world don't want to know.
She's not interested.
You want to know.
I told her that at Golden Corral that it was not going to happen.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Come on.
I said, look at your hair. It's not going to happen.
It's time to go to commercial.
Already?
Already.
Man, this dude he's running my show. This show has moved from an hour to at least 35 minutes.
We already at 25.
Dang, really?
Yeah.
Are we moving today?
Yeah.
Wow. We are talking? Well, okay, well. Lord said be quick about his works today. So where are we?
Commercial.
All right, after that, we're going to have our in the know. So stay with us. Stay moving.
Mike Lampkin Morning Show.
Me Too Music presents. Me Too Music presents. Phase 2. New project. New project. Still here. Still here. Featuring Free at Last. Free at Last. Also featuring Great God.
There is no one above you.
And also featuring Didn't Have You. Didn't Have You. New project still here. Half live, half studio from St. Louis's own Phase 2. Phase 2.
Amazing grace, how sweet it sounds, and he's saying it's like you and me.
Available now at iTunes, Google Play Store, and Amazon, and all other digital media outlets. Also available at Phase 2. Music.com, Phase 2. Music.com, Phase 2. Music.com. Phase 2. Phase 2. Still here. Get it now. Get it now. Get it now.
Hey, this is DeAndre Duncan, and you're listening to the Mike Lampkin Morning Show.
It's the Mike Lampkin Morning Show.
Morning show. I love this show.
Morning show.
Yes, sir.
Man, don't tell me none of that's off air. This weekend. I don't hear nothing.
Let's just go to this.
It's time for In the Know on the Mike Lampkin Morning Show.
Don't tell me nothing. I'm not here for it.
All right.
Dang. Well.
So Blow Your Trumpet Ministries presents Pastor Marcus and Madeline Mickles. They're the pastors.
Listen, get up. Get up.
Heart of the matter. I like this. Have you seen this though?
You back there. Get up! Get up! Hey, if I come... if I come back there, if I come back there, get up!
Can y'all even see
Megan Williams, get up. Megan, get up. Megan, if I come...
I'm trying to mess with the post.
If I come back
the camera, I mean. Oh, man. Let me go. Heart of the matter.
We love you, Marcus Mickles.
August 19th and the 26th. The topic is Black Hebrew Israelites. Who are they? How to evangelize them. The mentality of the Hebrew Israelites. Panel discussion, questions, and answers. No, they're having a panel discussion on how to evangelize and how to...
Black Hebrews?
The Black Hebrew Israelites.
Oh, okay.
The Hebrew Israelites. It's going to be August 19th and 26th at 9:30 a.m. And they told us that on the panel, answering some of these questions are actual Black Hebrew Israelites.
Okay.
Which is, that's pretty astounding to me.
That's good.
A legacy celebration honoring Pastor Frederick E. Wilson Sr., that's father of our area's own Anita Wilson. Pastor Frederick E. Wilson Sr. tribute concert on Saturday, tomorrow, August the 18th at 6 p.m., featuring the Reunion Choir and other special guests. Is going to be at the St. Paul Missionary Baptist Church, 1500 Bond Avenue, East St. Louis, Illinois. Pastor Gary Gastons is pastor. And then the culmination worship is Sunday morning, August the 19th at 10 a.m. at Greater Faith Christian Church, 438 North 82nd Street, Centerville, Illinois, 62203. Minister Donna Baxter is pastor. Pastor Frederick E. Wilson Jr. is the guest speaker from Chicago. Also on Sunday, August 19th, doors open at 5:30 p.m. Concert begins at 6:30 p.m. Is Vincent Tharp and Kenosis. Super excited. Coming to St. Louis, presented by C-Note Entertainment.
C-Note.
Featuring Rodney Douglas Jr., Lloyd Nix, Phase 2, Jesse D. Williams, and Total Praise. Admission is free. For more information, contact VT Ray.
Ready? Yeah, I'm ready.
For more info, contact www.vtkonline.com. That's Victor Thomas King online.com. C-Note Entertainment at hotmail.com. It's going to be taking place at Good News Baptist Church, 8850 Jennings Station Road, St. Louis, Missouri, 63136. Right down the street from the Fresh. Pastor Mike, you're part of that, aren't you?
Yeah, I got an MC.
He will be the MC for that.
Yeah.
Also, Prince of Peace Church Women's Ministry presents I Am Champion, We Win.
We win.
Women's Day celebration, 2-day event, August the 25th and the 26th, 2018, at the Prince of Peace Church, 9350 Natural Bridge Road, St. Louis, Missouri, 63134. Pastor Willie Kilpatrick is the senior pastor. Women's Day musical, August 25th at 5 p.m., featuring national and local artists. Tish Haynes Keys of The Voice, Chris and Kyle, and Truth. Oh, I can't say Chris and Kyle without this.
Kyle, you ready?
Yeah, that's so funny.
True Spirit, if they're ready.
True Spirit, you ready?
Yeah. That's my group right there. Those are my boys. They'll be there. Happy to see them out singing again, after the announcement that they made.
Hold on, come on. Can I pause that for a minute? Let me tell you something. When I see Chris Watkins, and I know this is live, I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to say it. I don't care if the police is listening. When I see Chris Watkins, I got a special hammer for his fingers. I'm going to bash his right hand. Is he right hand or left hand?
I think he's right.
I'm going to bash his right hand.
How
Dude,
come?
we, at Raymond, we did a rehearsal so we can, break for the whole month of August. So we went over all the songs we were going to do. We got to, Yes. I think it's called Yes. I still say yes. But I don't care what it looks like in front of me and the snare of the enemy behind me, but I know that God is fighting for me. So no matter what, tears came to my eyes and the whole choir was crying. We never recovered. So yeah, Chris, I'm going to have to bash your fingers. This dude can write his tail
The one
off.
and only, man.
It don't make no sense, man. I'm talking about Little Destroyed. Now we did good. We went through several Sundays. We got to that song, rehearsal was over. That song is powerful. I ain't even get to the verses.
Oh, really?
No, I ain't do no verses. I went from there to I Still Say, right to the vamp. And I'm going to do it Sunday. I'm like, hey, don't even worry about it. The verses are phenomenal. I'll take nothing away from the verses, but it's something about that first verse and that vamp. Man,
Chris can stop. Chris don't have to write another song ever in life because Chris goes down in the St. Louis gospel music history books as one of the most influential and one of the greatest writers to ever come out of St. Louis. Writers and arrangers.
Dude.
He never really gets his credit for arranging, but people don't know Chris has arranged a lot of music.
Wow.
Because most of the time when you say a song, who wrote that song? That's the people. That's the question people ask.
Right.
But what folk don't know is without the proper arrangement, the song doesn't really. You have some writers who can arrange. He can arrange his own music.
Yeah.
But there are some songs I can attest to. I've seen that somebody else wrote the song, but then Chris came in to arrange the song.
Wow.
Chris arranged one of the songs on Phase 2's album. It won't come to me. It's the one that Amy starts off all by herself. It's just Amy and piano. The name of the song won't even come to me, man. But Chris Watkins arranged that. Folk don't even know. Phase 2 is right here.
Wow.
It is Mighty. Mighty. Yeah, that's the song. But you know what I'm saying. But yeah, Chris, man, is arranged.
Chris, man, I was so mad at him. He messed up my whole rehearsal.
Chris is
I went home
a real writer.
I cried like they took away all my cars. I cried like they told me when I couldn't sing anymore because all them polys on my vocal cord. I cried, man. But that song was so needed that night. I needed to hear it. The choir needed to hear it. Man, it's a song. That song is dangerous. I'm telling you.
And like the joke that almost backfired on me a couple weeks ago when I said I don't know Chris to be brilliant. Everybody named Mama has to know. Well, people are messy. They didn't know. Everybody know I was playing.
No matter what.
Doggone. For a guy to write the type of lyrics that he's written and the type of, you have to be brilliant.
Oh,
so I was really speaking in opposite world. I do that opposite world stuff. That sarcastic
Chris,
stuff.
I'm going to steal this song. I'm going to tell people you wrote it for like 3 more times. After that, I'm going to put Mike Lampkin on there.
You talking about Because of the Blood. You talking about There's No One Like You.
Killing it.
Come on. And that's just the stuff he wrote by himself without Kyle. Wow. Well, I'm saying that. I don't know that he wrote Because of Blood by himself without. But I'm saying those are the songs that he gets credit for.
Yeah. Wow.
But let's not even talk about the Kyle song. So they're going to go down in history,
right.
man.
Yeah, Kyle's
Barabbas song, all of
what
that.
An irony that an empty man or guilty man.
Yep. That's
guilty
it.
man go free. And an innocent man will die from me. Man, that was a great night. People thought all of us were going to be on that album. They was too mad. Y'all on the album? Nah. Man, what? They was mad.
Boys are some writers, man.
Yes, sir.
Those are some writers.
Shout out to our St. Louis own. St. Louis has it. And we just got to learn how to support our own people. Shout out to Chris Watkins.
He's going to do it. Think about all these songs that's going to go down in St. Louis history.
He's going to do it.
Let's really not forget, and this song was popular and sung like crazy before True Spirit ever recorded it. That's Chris' song, We Come to...
Dude, when I was in high school, man, Hazelwood East Gospel Choir, we used to bash that song.
When I was in college...
We come to worship... What? We used to sing like that?
We used to sing.
You already knew it was over.
I'm gonna tell you what else we used to sing in college that was super popular in St. Louis. That I think True Spirit recorded it, but it never. It was like so popular before they recorded. That was It's Jesus, it's Jesus working it out for me.
I heard it before.
If you're having problems. You remember that?
It sounds familiar, though. Okay.
Need someone who can solve. Man, that was like a St. Louis staple song back in the 90s, man.
Wow.
Man.
Phenomenal,
Chris
man.
Watkins, boy.
God is amazing. God is
truly. Yep.
Every time I hear somebody sing it, somebody always get them running.
Yep. And then let's not forget his mom and her song that Chris and them get credit for, but I think everybody knows that Lady Anita Watkins Stevens wrote.
I have no doubt, right?
No, that's Chris' song.
Okay.
No. I'm talking about the one Leslie led.
One look. That one. And he blessed my soul.
And he blessed my soul.
That just showed you he didn't know the song. I said, one look. He said,
No. I know that's how it starts. That's the very first words of the song. You know I know.
That's how you look. I was like,
But for me, I had to think. I was like, wait a minute. I'm putting it together. Like, is that the actual first verse of it? Yeah.
Is it? Cause don't Leslie start one look at Jesus, and all my cares will all pass. Okay.
And he blessed my soul. Yeah. Some songs you wish you wrote, man.
Yeah,
That's
I wish I wrote. I still say yes. I wish I would have wrote that one by Oscar. When the problems of this world seeps away my spirit, nowhere but nowhere.
Yep.
That one. I wish I wrote your song, "Worship." We worship you. You are my God.
I wish I wrote that too.
You didn't write that?
Yeah, I'm just playing.
I was.
I just never got
So
a check
I live
for it.
at my hand. I live my voice.
I didn't pay myself.
That one. You are holy. You wrote that one,
Yeah, I'm glad I wrote that one.
dude.
I was really glad when Tommy and Toby recorded it. I was super happy.
I almost called you something, man. You wrote that one. I almost got I was on air.
I wish I wrote "There's No One Like You."
Yeah, there's no one like you.
I almost wish I wrote "Safety."
Keep living.
Keep living. Christian Collins, True Spirit. Yep.
Let me see. What's some other ones out here?
I wish I wrote "You May Not Be the Best at Anything or Have the Best at."
I ain't gonna lie.
That song has been on movies, everything.
When we sung that at Prince of Peace, that almost took me out of here.
Man, that's what I wish I wrote. Minister Malcolm Speed.
He has done great things for me. But then, what's the other song?
He has done great
that one.
things.
I like everything's gonna be all right. I wish I had that one.
Yep, me too.
Lord, I thank you for the
Joseph Price, the prayer.
Man, I would be so arrogant. Like you can't tell me nothing out here.
I'm arrogant with just the 150 that I wrote. That did good. You add those extra 10, I'll be super arrogant.
Man, I wish I really keeps on blessing me. I did right there. Hey, let me tell you. Loose me. I wrote that. Huh? They singing it in Japan right now. Jesse Williams songs. I wish I wrote I Got the Victory.
It's this one that I wish I wrote his. We playing it Sunday, as a matter of fact.
What is it?
We Praise.
And we, oh yeah.
Yep.
Lord, you are wonderful.
That's my song, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, we got some great writers here.
Yep.
Man, there's so many I could name, but we got some good writers here. It's
I'm not gonna lie to you. I wish I wrote "I'll say yes to your will and your way. I'll obey." That's Rob. Yes.
Rob, let me tell you that. Oh yeah,
yes.
Praise him.
I wish I wrote that too. Absolutely.
And then on Ernest's album,
I wrote all of them. So yeah.
Oh, I thought he wrote "I Won't Let Go" and "Thank You."
I'm just playing. He didn't write "I Won't Let Go."
He didn't.
Me, Ernest, Scooter, and Rob wrote "I Won't Let Go."
Dude,
Rob only wrote "Thank You."
Let me tell you that thank you is very dangerous.
Yes, it is.
Praise you enough. I'm like, oh man, that right there, it sent me over. I'm here for it. We're gonna play "I Won't Let Go" with Ernest in just a few minutes, ain't we?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, but man, we got to stop and just realize how powerful and great our own artists and musicians are in St. Louis. Like for real, people talk about Chicago, they talk about Detroit, they talk about what other city they talk about?
You said Chicago, you said Detroit, New York,
yeah, New York, and then a little bit of California.
It's funny though that in California you don't really hear about records. No, you really hear, but they've influenced gospel music, but. From a record standpoint, you don't really hear about that outside of back in the day, Andre Crouch and the Hawkins.
Right, absolutely.
But I mean, like in recent years, yeah, you see their influence.
What's it say? Daryl stayed pretty much on the West Coast, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And then, I mean,
and of course James Cleveland. But I'm saying, like in recent years, you don't hear like recorded. Yeah.
And it's telling you, so St. Louis is right there. Whether they want to recognize it, St. Louis is right there. So you got St. Louis, Chicago, Detroit, New York. That's it, man.
We don't hear a whole lot record-wise coming out of Atlanta. That's kind of funny.
It is kind of funny.
That's quote unquote Black Hollywood.
And New Orleans got some great musicians too, man. So
Yeah.
it's like, dang. So
Now we hear about musicians and stuff coming out of
Oh,
Atlanta,
absolutely,
but
absolutely.
like not like records necessarily. That's kind of weird.
South Dakota's doing it too, man.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Who's in South Dakota?
Somebody doing it down there. Somebody's doing it. Somebody's doing
Wyoming,
it. Right. Salt Lake City,
Milwaukee. What? No, somebody is
you know
in
what?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee is doing it though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now Milwaukee has came along. They have. So we'll get on that.
Salt Lake City, Utah. Well, that's like the headquarters of the Church of the Mormons, the Latter-day Saints. So I guess that's why we don't hit too many.
Somebody in the Mormons
black
killing
churches.
that keyboard. Somebody's killing that piano. The harp, flute, whatever they got in there. Somebody's bashing it. There's a Butch Woody in the Mormon church killing that harp. Wearing them cats out.
Jersey was a place of influence. Well, because Jersey, New York, same thing. Yeah, so
Well, yeah, Washington D.C. Well, was that Virginia, Washington D.C.
that whole East Coast kind of area. Yeah. But from a record standpoint, most of your records come out of like your Chicago's, your New York's. That's crazy. And you're definitely Michigan.
The Lord's Church, Bishop Eric McDaniels, where the original "One More Chance" has come from. Well, I think he wrote that. Or his wife.
And they out of what?
His wife sung it. New York. So you're right. The Lord's Church, and that was a great CD though. I gotta find that CD. Amos, if you listen to this, show me direct me to that Lord's Church CD because they had some good stuff on there. That was a good album. So, in Memphis, you got Kevin Davis come out of there.
Oh yeah.
So you got a few.
Which is one of the best choirs in gospel music, man.
Kevin Davis. Wow.
I'm thinking about Kevin Lemons.
Oh, Kevin
Lemons, a higher call, yeah.
But you got the Atlanta though.
Yeah.
And I'm about to get to that.
It was Kevin Davidson, wasn't it?
Son, yeah, Kevin
Davidson.
And the former musician of the great Bishop G. Patterson, Gilbert Earl Patterson, P. The zip 38101. Now office hours are from 9 to 5. There's someone standing by now to receive your call. God bless you until my next telecast.
But that's crazy. I never had even thought about this. I guess the bulk of the most popular records in gospel music in more immediate, more modern times really come out of Detroit. With your Winans, with your Dietrich Haddons.
Was it Charles Nix?
With your Commissions, with your Fred Hammond, with, Then all of a sudden, here lately, the shift has kind of shifted to Texas, Dallas, Houston, because Dallas, you had your Kirks and your Tamla.
Was Charles Nix in Detroit, though?
Pastor Charles Nix, right out of Detroit, yes, sir.
Dr. Watts, was he in Detroit?
I don't know. You talking about the Standards, the Dr. Watts?
Is that just the name they call him?
Yeah, but I think that was his name. But yeah,
I was like, well,
I don't know if he was out of Detroit. Why you got me on that one? But yeah, a lot of Detroit
people say you got to pay them Dr. Watts. I'm like, what's his first?
Well, in
name?
most churches, you can't even. Musicians are not allowed to play it.
For real?
Yeah. In a lot of traditional Baptist churches, you better not touch a keyboard when they start singing the Dr. Watts. Boy, you get embarrassed. You better just do this. Don't even look like you're gonna play. Like you're not even supposed to sit on the organ when they start singing.
Man, I love all them songs, man. It's good to have a balance. I'm gonna tell people why are we fighting over gospel music when there's so many songs to have a balanced worship experience.
Did you see somebody pointed it out to me? I don't know when Lloyd made the post, yesterday or the day before. I'm not sure, but somebody showed me saying Lloyd made a post about what's the deal with everybody saying the songs they grew up on were the songs that were anointed. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the generation before him that kind of downs today's music, but they say that only the music they came up on. What's your thoughts on statements like that? For when people say that kind of stuff,
I think if you haven't shown them the way, then don't scold them because you have not taken time. You got to realize some of these people that are growing up now, they only hear what's being played now. They only hear this generation music. They don't have nobody in their life or somebody that they're close to that to say, hey, what you're doing is great. Let me show you where we come from, and let me show you the history. Like my father, he said, man, my brother now said, hey, you're going to sit down today and you're going to listen and you're going to watch this same man somebody from its entirety on up.
Yep.
So My thing is, this is another reason why I definitely want to put on a musician, an organist, and a singer shed, so that we can talk about, just give a brief synopsis, you know what I'm saying, an overview, should I say, of where we come from, where gospel music originated from, you know, and then teach them that what makes you a great singer is to be a balanced singer. Case in point, when you go somewhere, first of all, one-on-one of being a musician, a singer, and a preacher. You know what I'm saying? And speaking from all aspects right now, all in one. You have to know your audience. Some audience may like you to close. Some audience may not require you to close. Some sermons. Sunday, I wanted to go full-fledged. I did a little bit, but I didn't go all the way into it because the sermon itself preached so. It's where you didn't have to close. You know what I'm saying? So you have to know when to hold them, when to fold them. Sometimes when you go to a church, and while your track is going, while your track is not working, that's a God thing. So you strike out and sing some old school songs. Yes, Jesus loves me. And the whole church gets crazy. A smart singer says, forget the track. Stay here.
Yep.
You know, and just move into that. Which in that dispensation you have to know old school songs, because the audience has a need to hear oldie but goodies, and that doesn't mean that your track has not been anointed. It just means it's not been appointed for this setting. Right. This setting requires old school oil, if I can say that. You know, songs that will transcend time. And when you write songs that transcend time, see, it's not about how anointed the last album was. What it is God, give me something that will transcend time, where every time it's sung, it will shake the atmosphere. It will help somebody. It will bless somebody. So that's why you got people like Chris and Kyle, people that needs to be studied, be an understudy. I'm learning even now, okay, who I'm going to study this week, and it goes for a preacher or whatever, and not to take their sermon, but to look at their sermon and say, now, where did they get that from? Now, how did they come up with that? And you know what I'm saying? And challenge you to look inside the word and pull more out of it than what somebody would normally say about a text. Same thing with a singer. How did you get those notes like that? Or how did you know what I'm saying? So like now, people say, man, you take choir song and make it a solo. You know why? Because the words right there, it don't get no better than that. Take what's being taught. And so my thing is, I think we should table the discussion and come together and just learn the songs. Learn some songs that will go over well, because all of them may not go over well. But there are some songs that every time you sing them will go over well. You go into church, no matter where it is, especially our churches or anywhere else, you strike out His mercy, which you didn't know. None of y'all knew. I'm so mad at y'all. I thought I was going to get him. His mercy, God's mercy. In a record house, especially if you sing it right. 2, 3, 4, 2, 5. You know I know the song. Do. What I did, I knew it when she started, because all she did was, come on now, the song is from the 90s. Am I right or wrong? I told her, Erna, 2 didn't know. I said 2 is the historian.
This is what happened. She said over the mic. It wasn't that she started singing and I said I didn't know it. All she did was stood up over the mic. She said, 2, where you at? You know His mercy? First thing come to mind, I'm like, His mercy. I said, nah.
Because most people don't know that's the name of the song.
His mercy.
You have to start singing that song.
Absolutely. So when she started singing it, I said, so I went up to her and I said, Erna, I did know that song. But when you said His mercy, I didn't know what you were talking about. B-Fac used to sing that song every Sunday.
Ernest Davis Jr. and the
Wilmington Chester.
Wilmington. Yeah. Wait a minute, was Wilmington, Delaware, right? That's what I mean.
Wilmington Chester Mass Choir. Yeah.
So again, East Coast, like you said. Wow. They did some other songs on there too. They did some He's Preparing Me. Did they do He's Preparing Me?
I don't know. I don't know about
Was that Wilmington?
They had an upbeat song that was really popular.
But I'm saying, didn't they write He's Preparing? He did write it, right? But when they know the album with Daryl, I know Daryl sung it. I thought that was Wilmington.
He's preparing.
Wilmington Chester.
I don't remember. That's a good question.
I thought that was.
But I knew the song.
Right. Okay.
Once she started singing, I said, I'm going to look like a liar. Because we sung this song every
man.
Month,
Some songs you got to just hear them sing it. Yeah. And so, but I think is.
But that was in the 90s. You talking about 20 years ago, just calling it by one name.
That's true.
It's like somebody saying, do you know All Right? I'll be like.
It's several All Right.
Absolutely. So His
when you
mercy.
Say All Right to me, I think about James Moore. All right. It's gonna be
with the bass.
Dude, bass was killing so bad. Between that bass player and James, I can't take it. I couldn't take it. They was killing so bad. That was brilliant to just do a bass. You've never heard of that. A bass player just holding the whole song down. That was crazy. I don't think I ever heard somebody do that since then. Only one that did like a bass was L. Spencer with the surgery. Lord, I master.
And Jesse and them sang that day at that same service.
You serious? Jesse got that from me. He's in that prosperity. And he just takes it to a whole nother level, and I love it. I love it.
Dude.
It's like an ocean over there.
It was like an ocean in that church. Jesse and them, man.
Slaughter. Jesse prayed to. That's my brother for real. I love him to death, man. That dude is a phenomenal, talented guy, man. He's a great writer too. Absolutely. I wish I wrote his song. You are the King of Kings. You are the Lord. Our great Jehovah.
Yep.
That's a great song. Yeah.
That is a good song. I want to do that.
A great song. Great song. I'm telling you, man, we got some great writers here. I'm telling you. That's just good stuff. So anyway, let me finish this up. I would say to any singer, be a balanced singer. Okay, yeah, you may do CCM as they call it. What does CCM stand for?
Christian Contemporary Music.
Okay, I thought it was Christ culture music or Christ centered music. So I thought it was. So I was halfway off, but I mean either way.
Christian contemporary music.
Christian contemporary music.
The crazy thing about Christian contemporary music is they've never, and this is y'all please don't. Y'all know this is the business I work in, right? This is what I do. I work in marketing, I work in promotion. Been working in this stuff for years, so I do know a little something. I speak about the things I know. I shut up about the things I don't.
Arrogant.
So in this case,
should have played that. Should have played that thing. See,
Father, when I get all
now when
the
I said
applause.
I was in a meeting, he definitely played it so quick.
But my point is, since the beginning of CCM, when it became a thing back in the 80s, and BB and CC tried to break in CCM period, they've always
BB and CC, that was sex gospel. I don't care what you say.
But I'm talking about in the very beginning. The first song they were known for was "Lord, Lift Us Up Where We Belong." Yeah,
really?
Yeah. And we used to have a CCM station here called WCW. That's wrestling. That's world class. It was WCBW.
Joy King. Joy. What mark we at?
I don't know. I think it was WCBW.
That man Bowley said WCW.
WC. But as soon as I said it, I was like, no, they were. That's wrestling. But we used to have a station, a Caucasian-driven contemporary station that played all of the Sandy Patties and all of that stuff. And that was a big deal back then. It was a big scandal when they sent BB and CC's song to the radio. Well, even to this day, we have Joy FM. How many black artists do we get to hear on there?
Joy FM, what station?
Joy FM, 97.7, 99.1. Joy. That's our Christian contemporary station. Which is crazy. So, like, a song that the black church, anytime we jump on, like, a quote-unquote praise and worship song,
it's already been.
Guarantee you, it's been on Joy FM for 3 years. At least 3 years.
Wow.
It hits the black church a little late. Because somebody else hears it, then they do it, and it makes it, it's not. It doesn't take as long as 3 years like it used to, but maybe about a year or so now.
Yeah, and I'm here for it. I think.
But my point is they never really let us in.
Oh, okay.
And here it is. We've been trying to get in since the 80s,
and they said nah.
Yeah, and they won't really let us in. So
come on back, y'all. Come on. I know God is a good God. It'll still work. It'll still work.
And the thing is black radio hasn't conformed yet, and they really don't want to play the black versions of the CCM because programming either wants traditional or urban.
Yeah. Wow.
So we're in a weird place right now musically because now all of a sudden people seeing that everybody else is switching to the CCM, and that's what they're now they got a category for Stellas and stuff like that. It's not called CCM, but all of that. But we're just in a weird place musically.
And it's called inspirational music.
Is that what they call it?
I thought, but it's not inspirational. It's something else. Yeah. Is it Christian contemporary? No, it ain't Christian contemporary. That won't work.
I got to go see what the exact. I honestly forgot. But
yeah, I would necessarily deem a person as not being anointed. I just think, I think to make a song pop and to be.
I got discouraged and I got mad. Water
gone. He's big mad over this communion cup. It's been gone. It was gone when we first started.
Wow.
It's gone. Nothing. Oh, there it is. I just think, first of all, as a singer, we got to learn how to first paint the picture. If you're singing a solo, you have to be a Picasso in that for the next 4 minutes. If you don't paint the song, the people will not respond. You have to be a phenomenal painter. Case in point, if you want to study somebody who knows how to paint a song, I advise every musician to go and to study. Number one, in St. Louis, study Erna French.
Absolutely.
She knows how to paint a song.
Absolutely.
Number two, and I only say number two only because I'm just counting, DeWard Davis. Now, some of y'all may have said on him that Monday night when he came for that holy convocation for pre-musical, but let me tell you something.
Why do you think that was?
Because when you're not used to a certain type of singing.
That's St. Louis. Yeah.
And this dude, and now he's squall, but he's a painter. And when you're not used to, I hate to say this like this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. So bring all the hate mail to 1-800-DON'T CARE. When you're not used to a painter and you're just used to a driver and not a painter, it's a big difference. Versus somebody who knows how to be aggressive, but they're compassionate first. So yeah, and I wish I wrote the song that he wrote. The words are the odds are against me. The voice of defeat tries to speak to me. Then the next word says, I'm in between what you promise and what I see, but I'll praise your name. Man, shoot. I wish I wrote that song. It's a phenomenal song. And he sung it that night, and man, I was like, dude, you're missing your cue. So if you want to be a great painter, I think you should study those two. A great painter. And learn how to slow down. Singers, why we rushing? I'm guilty of rushing sometimes. Why you rushing? Take your 4 minutes and you croon. And you take your time and you breathe and you hit those notes. You land those notes. Whether you do riffs or runs or you sing straight, land your notes. That's all that matters. Land your notes.
That's what I be working on, man. I be trying.
Yeah.
You know, just.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Be a great painter. Number two, where's your conviction at when you sing your song? If there's no conviction, it will not touch the people out in the audience. You have to have studied and spent time with that song to even know what you're talking about. You spend time with that song. Learn the song. You and that song has to become one. Just like actors have to literally take on the personality of that character. Otherwise, it wouldn't make a great movie. They have to embody their character. That's what makes them a great actor, because they know how to shift. They know how to adapt to the character that they're being asked to play. That's that. That's what I would say. Even with preachers. Yeah, we got manuscripts, but if you don't meditate on that sermon, you're gonna be fidgeting, you're gonna be fumbling because you don't know where to go. Study the scripture. That way, if your laptop go out, okay. When your iPad, if the battery's just for to die, you're not confined to batteries. But you're confined to what you study, not what you copied and paste. It's a big difference. Big difference. So I think that's what makes you more effective. And then on top of that, pray. And when you consult God, say, God, what do you want me to say today? You know what I'm saying? Matthew 10, it talks about when Jesus said, I'm sending you sheep before wolves. And he said, when the time comes for them to present you before the court, don't say nothing. Because when you do open your mouth, when I do give you permission to open your mouth, I will speak through you and you will have everything to say. I think that goes exactly for when you go to minister. Don't say nothing until I say something. Sometimes we go before God, and that's how you lose your position. That's what happened to Saul. He went before God, and God said, okay, now I'm going to choose David because you went before me. Wait on me. If you ain't got a song, say, yeah, I can't sing right now. I don't have a song. And be okay with that. I can't preach that. He ain't give me nothing. Now, I can say something that'll be right, but I want to say something that is right for this moment, this atmosphere.
You can say something that can move the people.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but I want to say something that will help them, because God, so that we can have conversation. Say, man, everything you spoke today, you want nowhere in my house. And I was just talking to God about that. That's when you know you're in tune with God, ladies and gentlemen. So it's not about your song. It's about the song he wants you to sing. Like sometimes the only thing about having rehearsal is that sometimes when you get to the place, God changes your song. And I know musicians get upset. Man, we ready to kill, but like, I got to go with God. I'm sorry.
At Seal service, your brother was there, and Marcus came up with a stick bag, everything.
Yeah.
And Amos said, "You know, I feel like we're being led a different way." And I forgot the song, what it was, but it's a song that Amos and them do that doesn't have a beat.
Okay.
Doesn't have a tempo. It's kind of something like "Let Some Drops."
Okay.
Let some. I forgot what it is. But it's like an old song like that they do. Even me, but it's not even me. What is it?
What? I thought it was even me. No. No. Love Lifted Me, because that came from the Anthony Brown part. Love lifted me.
Nope, it ain't that.
Love lifted me.
It was something else.
Cause now they started that at
It might have been let some. No, it wasn't that. But anyway, my point is Marcus came to play, but he didn't get to really play. He just sat there and ching, ching, and did it to the best of his ability.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you said something, man, that really. I think the thing is, I think we don't have balance. We don't.
Right.
We're usually extreme opposite ends. So somebody will say, "Well, don't ever talk until you hear from God." So they'll get up there in the moment and just stand. I've seen people just stand there. I'm waiting on God. I'm waiting, and it's like, well, do we forget that, like in the days of Moses, God told Moses what to say before he went.
Yeah.
Right.
So
but then, like in the case of the disciples, he told them, "Take no thought for what you're gonna say."
Right.
So we see God does it different every time.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, what you said was key and was important, and that is whether it's in that moment,
right,
or whether it's before time. Wait on God to tell you what to do.
Absolutely.
If God either tells you take no thought, or if God tells you to say this,
right,
either
right.
way it goes, you're obedient and you're waiting on God.
Yeah.
So I love that. We just have to learn balance as people.
Yeah, learn balance, and don't trip off that, because I hate when people say, "Yeah, you learn all this old school." Listen, let's just be honest. As many songs as Tu know and I know and some other musicians may know, man, there's still some other songs we probably ain't even tapped into yet. It's a lot of gospel music, you know what I'm saying? So don't feel beat up about it, but take one song at a time and learn it. You know what I'm saying? I know a plethora of old school songs. Then there's some I don't know, because guess what? There's a generation that was way before me that goes way further into gospel music. I'm like, where did that song come from? I'm like, whoa. So I don't feel bad about it. Teach me, and then I'll know it.
I think one of our advantages, though, is both of us grew up playing for funerals.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jesse Prather. Dude, when you play for funerals,
boy, you hear it all.
You didn't heard it all.
I heard a song.
You done played R&B. You done played old school. I remember playing "I'm So Alone," and that girl said, "I miss you cussing me out" in the church pulpit.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir. So I played everything. I played Mama, you know I love you. I done played all that. I done played Say
I remember Mama.
Don't you know I love you, sweet. They changed the words to Mama. I done played it all, man. My Girl. Elijah Rock, shout. I done played it all at funerals.
Elijah Rock, come on here.
Man. So I think that's an advantage for us.
Yeah, I did. Having some old school people.
And having parents that
old school, man.
Make you do it.
So get you some balance, ladies and gentlemen, and as long as you got a balance, and then the balance is not to prove that you know old school. The balance is to prove that you are a balanced singer when you go into these different genres. Your goal is to be able to sing in any atmosphere without being indicted. You know what I'm saying? So if you go to a Caucasian church, do a holy, holy, holy or somewhat or whatever. Holy, holy, holy. I mean, do it. Lord God Almighty, early in the morning, our song shall rise to thee. And realize you may not get some amen. They may not stand, but they may lift their hands. Depending on which one you go to now, because they'll rush that altar. So don't get scared.
Yep.
They're not coming to lynch you. They come to worship. So it's just different genres. You know what I'm saying? But don't knock the other one and not embrace the other one at the same time. Be here for all of it. I try to have an open mind. I hate gospel rap. But if somebody gets up and do gospel rap, I ain't going to sit there and be like, get on my phone. That's disrespectful. And then want that same person who do rap. Well, let me not say I hate rap. Rap is not my...
It's just not your favorite.
Yeah, let me put it like that. I'm sorry. Rap is not my favorite thing to hear in church. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, I have enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie and say I have not enjoyed it sometimes. And I've gotten with people that does rap. You know what I'm saying? So
to me, it's like food. I don't hate broccoli.
Right.
Like it don't make me sick, but I never go to a restaurant and say,
Nah,
"Yeah, give
I
me
would
this,
never
give me
do
this,
that,
and
yeah.
give me some broccoli." Like I never do that.
I just started doing like the cheddar broccoli soup, and I still have to.
Well, I've done that. That's good. Like at
that is good. Panera Bread.
Now, yeah, I've had it there too. Theirs is good too.
Now that hey, I'm telling you.
But what's the Old Charlie's had a really good one too.
Yeah,
yeah. So I mean, it's like food to me. I don't hate broccoli.
Right.
Just
my
like
thing is, I'm not gonna
just like
sit
I don't
there.
hate beans, but I never sit up and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go order me some beans."
Never.
Yeah, it's just not.
Especially not black eye.
I can stomach
Well,
it.
that's
I
peas.
just
So
don't. Yeah.
But only beans out there with lime. I ain't had no beans, lima beans. That's about it.
My wife makes some good lima beans. How are we talking about this? We talking about music though.
We
And talking
talking
about
about
it's nothing but taste.
Yeah,
it's,
right,
It's,
exactly.
it's what your
Right.
your appetite.
And my thing is in St. Louis, like if
craves.
that's not your favorite taste, be supportive still.
Yeah,
like
don't dog,
y'all,
'cause
y'all,
it's not.
we bad. We get on. And do what up there doing. He may not know how to sing, so social compare. If he could sing, maybe he would sing. But if she could sing, maybe she could sing. But they do praise dance, or they do rap, or they do poetry, or they do spoken word. Why shun them because your vocals is on 100.
But the thing
Isn't it right?
is what they do takes and requires talent as well. If you try to do what they do, guaranteed you're not going to be
I'm
as
telling
good.
you, you'll fall on your face. Let me tell you something. You'll be like that man who said he can rap, and they told him, all right, share some out of your book and rap on.
That was funny.
Dude,
Man. He said,
he said, back when I was in the day, I said, he looked at her and said she was going to give him the words.
That's
She
one of
said-
the all-time most funny clips on the internet.
And she tried to help him. She said, "You want to read some out your book?" Yeah. I'm like, "Negro, you didn't write that book." He's like, "Yeah, I mean, but he gassed himself up so bad too. He's like, "Yeah, man, I just give it to her. I can just flow." She said, "Oh, really?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, flow some right now." He said, "Okay." Back in the day when I was, but he froze so long, and then looked at her like. She was like, "What was you writing your book?" Yeah, dude. I was at home in real tears of joy because I was like, "I'm weak." So, please don't do yourself like that.
Yeah, we had an hour and going on 8 minutes.
We really?
I can't believe it.
Well, that was our pre-slam and everything else in between.
You had good discussion there. You gave some great points.
Yeah.
You really made me think about some things. I'm dead serious. You made me consider some things musically. You were relaying it to preaching, but it made me think about some things musically. You said some really helpful things.
Because that's what I'm learning. Like in this season, like, do you want to go down in history as being the best singer or the most effective singer? I think the best preacher or the most effective preacher. Now, it's something like that sounds like an oxymoron, but at the same time, there's people who are great at what they do, but all they get is an entertainment as relates to my ears have been satisfied, but my spirit man is still hungry. Versus somebody where my ears have been satisfied, but my spirit man has been edified. So I want to be an edified preacher, an edified musician, an edified singer. That way, when I get done, you know what I'm saying? Whether somebody's writing a check or not, they will feel like, okay, you deserve this and then some, or a handshake, or a testimony, because that's what I look for. I don't look for, "Doc, you killed him, Doc." What I look for too is somebody say, "Man, the word you spoke over my life was right for my house, and I received that word, and it was very confirmation." That's when I go to God and say, "Thank you, Lord, because I didn't miss you." And that's the thing. In this season, I don't want to miss God. Okay, crowds will fade away. Success will come and go. Going out of town will come and go. Power will come and go. Opportunities will come and go. But it's the testimony behind all of that. After you have traveled this nation, after you have went from church to church and sung, who has been affected to change their entire life? If that ain't happened yet, go get you some balance. That's all that matters. If you're balanced, you'll be all right. And don't fight with God. If God say, I know you want to sing this song, sing this to me today. And you sing it to him and the audience will follow. That's it. And that's one of the hardest parts about being a real singer. Sometimes you don't know what to sing. And then when you get there, you that's why I like to get to a place early so I can check out the atmosphere.
Yep.
So I can see what's going on. That's why when I go to my church, I don't be down in my office. I come up. Let me see what the atmosphere is, because maybe I need to change my sermon, or maybe I need to flow in the prophetic, or maybe I need to lay hands. Maybe I need to, and you can do that at your church. You know what I'm saying? You learn where you going and screen where you going to. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Every opportunity may not be your opportunity, because somebody may be setting you up for failure. We saw that at the White House. You know, what is that?
Yeah, as a young musician, you definitely learn that when you have the opportunity to make the decisions on what the choir is going to sing. If you go to a visiting church, man, it's been times we'll go to a church where I see, as a young man, where I would see it's an older crowd, and then just because it's our new song, I'm going to do that brand spank new Ricky Dillard. Bro. And they sitting there looking at you like,
There's a church here, I'll tell you, I want to get done, but they got mad at me because I started off singing, I really love you. It's not new, it's not old. It's just Norman Hutchins writes just some songs, just be like, you can do this at any time and people will get with it. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, everybody was just sitting there. They didn't know it, okay, but it was so easy where they could have caught it, but that wasn't working. Okay? This is my first song. So midway through that song, I'm like, I'm finna cut this song. And I just said, okay. And I ain't get mad. I stuck out with, I love to praise.
I'm sure.
Saw people rising.
I'm sure.
People start rising. So I said, okay, this the event. I need to stay old school tonight. So I knew my audience. Followed my audience. I'm helping somebody right now. They called Nod and said, well, he ain't do nothing off. but they said, we waited him to do something off his project. You ain't gonna call Nod and be shady. What you won't do, where we at? What you won't do is be shady. That's what you won't do. But anyway, if I get up. So they called out and said, we paid him and we was waiting on him to do something off his album. And I said, he doesn't have an album. You know what I'm saying? Not yet. It's in the works.
You should have asked him, what song were you looking for?
Right. And I just said, what would y'all look for him to do? Just some off his project. I said, he doesn't have a project. I told you that when you first brought him in, that he doesn't have a project at this. And this was like early on. You know what I'm saying? So you just asked him to come and do a couple of songs of his choice. That's what he did. And I told him, I said, nah, it was so dry in there. I had to change the atmosphere. And by the time we got done, we did that to maybe, I really love I'm talking about everybody understood the songs. So I follow my audience. So sometimes even when you follow God, somebody still ain't going to agree. But the thing is, you'll go home knowing the audience got with you because you went into a genre that they understood. You know what I'm saying? If you go in, I'm speaking English to people, to a whole Spanish class, they're not going to say anything that I'm saying. They're not going to understand nothing that I'm saying. So you got to speak their language.
That's a good point. That kind of sums it up.
Yeah. So that's that. Know your language in gospel, and you'll be all right. Preachers, musicians, whatever. Don't play stump at a church that wants to do pass me not. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. If you are at a church, because I had this conversation with a musician, and I'm done with this. Man, all they do is no, he said all the pastors preach about holiness. I said, well, what church you at? You at a church you at an apostolic church. That's what they're gonna preach, and I'm here for it. That's their specialty, and I'm not gonna knock them for their specialty. Okay, now you go to a church that may preach. It's always about living right. I said, well, ain't that the point? Isn't that the point? Don't we need to hear that? Don't we need that? Well, our spirit man needs to hear that. You need to live right on a daily basis. So I'm here for it. Now you want some cake and ice cream, okay? Then yeah, go to a Baptist church, you know what I'm saying? But if you go to a real one, they'll still talk about living right. You know what I'm saying? And they'll still talk about, and they're gonna take you to the cross.
The views expressed in this program are not necessarily the views.
I want the people to
music.
think that you were saying that Baptist churches don't preach.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
I said go to a Baptist. I said you want some ice cream and cake. Well, I mean, like you gonna get some crooning. That's what I'm talking about, like a good clothes.
I'll just give you a chance to make sure you.
No. But I said, and that's why I said you're still gonna hear about living right.
There you go.
Because they preach Christ crucified. He died for our sin. They're going to make sure you know the plan of salvation. Let me tell you something about Baptist churches. I love Baptist churches because they do something that charismatic churches don't do. Here it is. Case in point. When somebody come down to the altar to give their life to Christ, that church goes wild. People come down and join our church, or they come get their life to Christ. Baptist churches, and I don't argue with me. Listen, when I tell you them people in there are running, man, I've seen it a plethora of times at Rhema. And Norman being the Spirit, he says there's one more person. I feel you. If that one more person, he said, well, church, they get ready to come. A guy get up, don't let it be no fella. Man, them people crying, shouting, smacking each other. They giving out orange juice, pills, peppermints, spray. They going in. You know, I told my church, this is our most exciting time when somebody comes to the altar. We miss our shouting, but it ain't about, you know what I'm saying, all the other stuff. God's going to bless me. No, when somebody give their life to Christ, the angels in heaven are rejoicing. That's the good time to start tearing up churches. So we got to switch our balance. You know what I'm saying? So because I'm a Baptist boy, and so I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. So you gotta know where you go.
Absolutely.
God bless you today. Thank you for joining us. Those tonight, I'll be at I'm going to Pastor Gerald Pace Church for his conference, I Emerge Conference, Holy Convocation. It's tonight at 7 p.m. So join me there. That's that. Where we at? Oh, we gotta go.
Yes, sir.
Who we going out with? Let's go out with Erna, because I ain't play her. I'm going out with Evangelist Erna French. This is our new project. You can get it on the Source, iTunes, all digital outlets. And Evangelist Erna French. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of what two of the fellas did. Rob and Bobby Connor and
Alvin and Scooter,
Amber, Amy, all the singers. Who's the drum? Rob. I'm tripping. Because you know what? I thought about Rob as a writer on this song, so I'm sorry. So yeah, Erna French, I won't let go. God bless you. You all have a wonderful weekend. I love you with the love of Jesus Christ. Have fun. Sundays are for church and for family. Go love on the Lord and then hug your family, embrace your family, and get some good rest. Monday coming. Love you all.
He will bring me out. I made up my mind. I won't let go. If you just trust him, he will do the same for you. He has a plan for your life, written out just for you. The Lord is faithful, and his word is true. Hold on to your faith.
Mike Lampkin Morning Show.
Michael Lampkin Morning Show.